Polar bears' leftovers. Unsung feeders of the Arctic ecosystem, polar bears' leftovers. Unsung feeders of the Arctic ecosystem. Arctic ecosystems are complex, with every creature playing a vital role. While polar bears are celebrated as apex predators, their ecological influence extends beyond their primary role as hunters. New research reveals that these magnificent creatures inadvertently provide millions of kilograms of food for other Arctic species through their leftover prey, a contribution far more significant than previously understood. Researchers estimate that the collective leftovers from Arctic polar bears amount to a staggering 7.6 million kilograms of carrion annually. This substantial resource feeds a diverse array of scavengers, including Arctic foxes, gulls, ravens, other polar bears, snowy owls, wolves, and grizzly bears. These animals rely, at least partially, on this unexpected bounty. The scale of this contribution is immense. A single polar bear, during its yearly hunting peak, may consume one seal every 3 to 5 days, totaling approximately 1,000 kilograms of seals per year. While the bear consumes the majority of this, an estimated 30% remains as carrion. With roughly 26,000 polar bears in the Arctic, these leftovers accumulate to form a massive food source for scavengers. The hidden bounty. For years, scientists knew polar bears primarily consumed the fatty blubber of their prey, leaving the rest behind. However, the sheer volume and importance of these leftovers were largely overlooked. Dr. Nicholas Pilfold of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance, who spent 15 years working in the Arctic, notes this oversight. He and his team analyzed decades of studies, observations, and anecdotes dating back to the 1930s, including data on seal caloric content and polar bear consumption rates. Scavengers have evolved around these natural food sources. Arctic foxes, for instance, often follow polar bear tracks, waiting for the bears to abandon their meal. Gulls create a cacophony around feeding sites, competing intensely for the scraps. This carrion is particularly crucial during times when alternative food sources are scarce. A ticking clock. The findings, published in the journal Oikos, underscore the polar bear's vital role not just as a top predator, but as a provider within the Arctic food web. As climate change rapidly warms the Arctic, this essential resource is under threat. Dr. Pilfold warns that declining polar bear populations, already observed in some regions, will inevitably reduce the amount of carrion available. In 2 declining subpopulations, the team calculated an estimated loss of 323,000 kilograms of annual carrion. Furthermore, melting sea ice may physically obstruct scavengers' access to these vital food sources. While the precise cascading effects of reduced carrion are difficult to predict, Dr. John Ars, a polar bear expert at the Norwegian Polar Institute, emphasizes that the impact will be significant. The removal of this food source will inevitably affect the broader ecosystem, depending on the specific species and Arctic region. Conclusion. The research paints a clearer picture of the intricate Arctic food web. Polar bears, through their hunting activities, are not just predators, but also inadvertent providers. Their leftovers form a critical, yet hidden, food source sustaining numerous species throughout the Arctic. However, as the climate crisis threatens polar bear survival, the future of this essential ecological service hangs in the balance, potentially reshaping the delicate ecosystem of the North.